What's going on, you guys? What's going on, you guys? So, there hasn't been any real significant news in the sport of boxing. Nothing significant yet, right? We still waiting. And we heard that Bob Arum has come out and said that the fight is almost done. The fight is almost done. You know, him and Eddie Hearn keep coming out every other week with something different with this Fury Joshua fight. How about you just give us the official now? How about you just come talk to us when the fight is officially done? Okay? Because it seems like boxing fans is pulling back from that whole situation altogether. Then we got Jarrett Hurd coming out saying that he wants to make sure he stay down at 154. He wants to fight Jermell Charlo. Paraphrasing, right? But that is almost a situation to where you should have struck while the iron was hot, bro. And I like Jarrett Hurd, but he should have struck while the iron was hot. But no, he wanted to run off or do something else. And now it could have been a situation for him to where he wanted to get his money up. If you didn't know, he was staying with his parents back then. And, you know, he probably wanted to get his money up a little bit. But the J-Rock fight was a big mistake. And now here we are today. Now, Jermell Charlo is the guy with all the belts, and all he has to do is fight Brian Castaño, who's all on the same side, and they can go. He could be undisputed junior middleweight champion. And he tells Jarrett Hurd, "Look, man, you missed the ship has sailed. The ship has sailed." But I do think they should still fight. You know, I didn't like his exact response to Jarrett Hurd. I didn't like it. You know, I would prefer him to say something like, "You know what, man, we don't really, you know, just go get you some wins first, and then you'll get your shot, man. Show us that you're back. Show us that you can make the weight even, and then you get your fight, man." He ain't had to say all the shit he said. He was totally dismissive of the fight. It's a lot of diva shit going on in boxing. You know, it's a lot of this, you did to me, so I'm gonna do it to you shit too, right? It's going to take one dude, but you know what, let's let bygones be bygones. It seemed like Devin Haney said let bygones be bygones. But Bob Arum don't want that fight right now. Why? Because Bob Arum wants Devin Haney. He says Devin Haney's the hottest free agent on the market. Bob Arum wants Devin Haney. So that's why he don't want to put Loma in there yet. Why? Because he wants an opportunity to get Devin Haney. Will he be able to get him? I don't know. Devin Haney's probably looking for a lot of money. Why? Because Eddie Hearn paid him a lot of money. And see, that's the problem. That could be the problem with boxing, right? Guys like Bob Arum, who may be trying to run Top Rank like how UFC is being ran, which is being ran phenomenally, by the way. That's probably what Bob Arum is trying to do. However, he ain't going to be able to do this when he got guys like Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, Triller, paying all these fighters a crazy substantial amount of money. You know? The cars be watered down because the main event guys getting paid so much. The whole event as a whole be watered down because the fighters get paid too much. And I'm not one to knock a guy from putting in work and doing what they're supposed to do to get what they got. I'm not that guy. But I think the sport needs something it's got to be something. And guys like Teofimo getting that $6 million split with, you know, Kambosos, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, let's be real, people. That fight ain't worth that's not a $6 million fight. So what a Triller essentially did was fucked up the market. Teofimo is a title holder. He's the guy with all the belts damn near at lightweight, one of the premier divisions in boxing. So now whoever wants to deal with Teofimo Lopez, they're going to have to cough up a lot of money now. Triller set the bar really high, you know, for these other guys. So now this 22, 23-year-old kid is going to be asked for crazy amounts of money to fight. If he's getting 3-something to fight Kambosos, what do you think he's going to want to fight a Devin Haney, a Tank Davis, a Ryan Garcia, some guys at 140? You know, so what do you think he's going to want then? It kind of fucks things up. Teofimo isn't quite there yet. And what I mean by quite there, he hasn't proven to be a guy that can put butts in seats. He hasn't proven to have a consistent following. You know, he's doing his thing, though. He's doing his thing. You know, Teofimo's, he's out here on social media. He's doing his thing. So it's only time will tell. But he hasn't proven it yet. He hasn't proven to be a pay-per-view draw, any of that yet. Right? But he has proved that he can get in the ring and come back off of bad performances and come out and knock out the top guy and go out and beat the one of the pound-for-pound guys in Lomachenko. So he's proven that. However, as far as business, he hasn't proven to be a draw. And that's where the business fucks up for guys like Bob Arum. You know, like, damn, man, this guy's only 20-something years old. Why y'all giving him so much money right now? Why y'all doing too much right now? Now it's going to be impossible to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? You got to think ahead. And I think Bob Arum has... Bob Arum's been around longer than most... Bob Arum's been in boxing longer than most of us been alive. So he already knows what he's going to do. Bad move, in my opinion, by T.O. Yeah, the money's good. The opportunity's great. But you got to think long term. You might be spending a lot of time in court dealing with lawyer fees. You might spend a lot of that money dealing with Bob Arum in court now. Right? But you got Claressa Shields just had a fight, right? 2-time undisputed champion, one of the greatest fighters. I mean, Claressa Shields is really doing what we want a lot of these male fighters to do. She's doing it. However, the spotlight isn't on women's boxing. No one seems to really care. And it's unfortunate for the quote, man. Hell of a fighter, man. Hell of a personality. She should be able to really move the needle. What do Claressa Shields needs to do to take her boxing to the next level? Well, boxing has nothing left for Claressa Shields. She's conquered that sport. Now, she spoke about Savannah Marshall after the fight. You know, Savannah Marshall is somebody that decisioned her in the amateurs, and she said she could beat her again, so Claressa Shields entertained that. But other than that, what does Claressa Shields really have? Now, she is a mixed martial artist as well, and she's still a baby in that sport, so she may not be making that much money right now fighting in Invicta, you know, so she got to kind of work box just to keep her money going until she gets better at MMA. You know, and it's unfortunate that the GWOAT got to promote her own events and, you know, try to sell pay-per-views to people and stuff. I mean, she doing her thing, though, man, so salute to her, man, and I hope it did well, you know. But it's unfortunate, man. She's really moving how we want a lot of these male fighters to move. But see, in male boxing, men's boxing, there's so many politics involved, right? There's so many politics involved. These guys don't be wanting to take losses, you know. It's a lot of shit, man. And the only fight that we really got that we know that's happening is the Canelo Saunders fight. I'm not sure if that's a fight that box fans truly care about. You know, people want to see Canelo in there with guys like Charlo, Andre, Benavidez, Plant. We want to see him in there with those type of dudes. Bivol. Not even Bivol, but Beterbiev. Somebody like that. I mean, Billy Joe would have been good if Billy Joe had been showing us something over the years, but he ain't been doing nothing. He been fighting these guys that he's supposed to be, just saving himself for this opportunity here. But they don't care about the fans. They don't care about none of that. These dudes want to get themselves in position to make a lot of money and ride up to sunset. They don't give a fuck about what we say. I think so. Why should we give a fuck? You know? It's unfortunate, dude. Joshua should have fought Wilder. You know what I'm saying? That fight should have happened. I can gripe for hours about boxing, like I said in my last video, and this is part 2 to that, basically. Then you got the Manny Pacquiao Bud situation, right? Mike Garcia essentially just came out and said that, well, he just didn't say it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. He came out and said that, yeah, I should be announcing in a few days, and we've been talking for a year. Really, he tried to steal the fight from Bud. What he was trying to do was see what type of buzz he would get if he attached his name to Pacquiao and told the fans that the fight was close and it's about to be happening. But the fans ain't catch on to it. Nobody gives a fuck. Really, it kind of fucked up Pacquiao's comeback momentum. Because nobody cares about Mikey Garcia. So if they're not really fighting Mikey, they need to come out and say that. Because it really threw off the momentum of Pacquiao's return. Because people want to see him fight guys like Crawford or Spence. You know, somebody like that. Nobody really cares about seeing him fight Mikey Garcia. For what? Why? And Mikey knows what he's doing. He knows this since out of shape now. You could come catch me. I'm here. This is what these guys be doing. This is what Billy Joe be doing. This is what these guys be doing. They sit around waiting for the big paydays with the Pacquiao's and Canelo's of the world. They make sure they don't look too good, look too great. Then they get these opportunities, man. Because they know that's what these guys look for. However, hopefully Pacquiao ain't looking for that this time. Hopefully Pacquiao looking to give Crawford that opportunity that he's been longing for years. And I think Crawford is the worthy guy for Pacquiao to pass that torch to. Ain't nobody else. Anything else to be just a cash grab. But if Pacquiao is to fight Crawford, that's a official passing of the torch. He tried to give it off to Keith, but Keith couldn't get the job done. I think Bud possibly could get the job done. So give Terrence Crawford that fight. Because that's the right guy to carry the torch for the next wave, in my opinion. You can disagree if you want to, but Terrence Crawford's that guy. He's always in shape. You ain't got to worry about no bullshit with Bud. You don't got to worry about bullshit with Bud. He's that guy. But, yeah, we got A big UFC fight this weekend, right? For my fight fans. Israel Adesanya is taking a chance, man. He just keep incredible, right? This is how we want some of our favorite boxers to move. Like Israel Adesanya. Now, of course, Israel don't have to deal with all the politics. UFC seems to let the guy do what he wants to do, right? They seem to let him do what he wants to do. And he's doing it. He's not sitting there fighting guys that's just going to be standing in the middle of the ring looking at him, not doing nothing. No, he's fighting a champion at a higher weight class. A weight he never fought at in MMA before. He's moving up a weight to fight this guy. Didn't even come in at the weight. He came in at 201 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting a strong Viking Marauder guy who's on a hell of a tear, a lot of momentum. He's taking that chance. And we do get those in boxing, right? But we know the guy that they moving up to fight is going to beat them. We know that. But with this fight, and I'm a big Stylebender fan. I think the dude on the cusp. I think he's one push away from being pushed into the pool of some of the greatest fighters of all time. That's what I think about Stylebender. And if he beats this guy, he's right in there. And this is what we want to see from a lot of our boxers. However, there's a lot of politics that may come into play. You may have a guy like this in boxing. However, there's politics that's stopping him from showing the world how great he really is. It's unfortunate. But that's just the reality of the situation, people. What could we do, right? Now, your boy Bushido, I don't play that. Oh, he lost already. I don't play none. I don't care about losses because sometimes losses make guys better. You don't lose, you learn. You don't lose, you learn. So I don't care about that shit. But a majority of boxing fans do. And that makes it hard for these guys. Nobody wants to be the B-side. Nobody wants to lose the opportunity to have the big fights on the table for them. So they scared to take these chances. The fans will write them off. The fans don't want to come see them no more. That's just the reality of the situation, people. That's just the reality of boxing. What could save boxing? I think we have a few too many promotional companies. I like them all, so don't get it twisted. Even though I have good and bad to say about all of them, I like them all. But I think there's too many. And then some of them paying these guys way too much money. And I'm not one to say, I don't really like to even say that. But I got to say it. Because I feel that it's kind of a problem. Guys want some crazy amounts of money to fight Terrence Crawford. Crazy amounts. 10 million this, 20 million that. Like, damn. Really? Fuck. Nobody just want to take the scalp. They want like $10 million. $20, $40 million, $50 million to fight Terrence Crawford. The guy and I'm using Terrence Crawford as an example because he's one of the top guys in the sport. So he's the perfect example. He's the perfect example. He can't even get a big name on his resume because dudes want a crazy amounts of money to fight him. But here we have guys like Jan Blachowicz, right? Looking for the Adesanya smoke. He didn't say, no, I'm going to just go and fight Glover Teixeira and Thiago Santos and, Alexander Roderick. I'm going to fight these guys and I'm going to just leave. No, he said, bring the little guy on up. But you see, with boxing, unless that bigger guy feels that he can beat this smaller guy, then there may be some question. Now, usually in boxing, when the bigger guy is fighting the smaller guy, most people feel that bigger guy is going to win. But with this particular fight with Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz, you don't know who's going to win. Yeah, they got Adesanya as the favorite, but the purists know that this is a very dangerous fight for Israel Adesanya, and Adesanya knows this himself. I'm a big Adesanya fan. I don't know if he's going to win this fight tonight. But that's what makes the sport great. That's what makes fighters great. These type of moves right here. Jan Blachowicz will be, because he'll be the man if he beats Adesanya tonight. A lot more people will know who Jan Blachowicz is after tonight if he beats Israel Adesanya. That's what makes great fighters. That's what makes a great combat sport. And boxing needs more of this. This is what boxing needs. Boxing needs for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford to fight. Boxing needs for these big fights to be made. And if the sport does well, then everybody does well. Right? Not just Canelo Alvarez. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.